What's up, y'all? It's Boxing Mind TV with another video. This video is about this matchup that could happen between Shakur Stevenson versus Tank Davis, or Devin Haney versus Tank Davis. Like, which one of these matchups do we think would happen first? And it's different scenarios you could think of that could make these fights happen or not happen. And one of the situations I was thinking, like, well, if Devin Haney versus Tank fight would happen, it would have to happen like, this year. This year, no longer than, let me see. I don't know how long Tank Davis legal troubles are gonna last. How long he gonna be on house arrest or whatnot. But that fight would have to happen this year or beginning of next year, because Devin Haney, I don't believe he could stay in that weight class, 135 division, too long. But if Tank comes back, chills a little bit, and while I feel like Devin Haney is waiting around a little bit before he moves up to see if he can get that Tank fight. And if he doesn't get that fight, and Tank decides to fight like Isaac Pitbull Cruz, where everybody's kind of like thinking that's probably, a rumor that he would probably try to face Isaac Pitbull Cruz in a rematch, that would basically stall Devin Haney, and he leaves him around that weight division a little bit longer, which he can't keep making. He needs to move up. He can't wait around and wait for Tank. So that fight probably won't happen right away like that. But for Shakur Stevenson and them to fight, that would be good. If Devin Haney moves up, in another situation where Devin Haney just go ahead and moves up, Shakur Stevenson can fight for the other belts that's vacant because of Devin Haney moving up, and fight for those belts. And when Tank comes out, Tank fights for those belts. Cause Tank has a WA regular belt. He doesn't have the real belt. You know what I'm saying? The real super belt, whatever. It makes so many belts in boxing. It's stupid, but and many people don't know. Maybe we think that he's the regular, the super champ or whatever. And so, but if Tank has this belt, and then maybe they elevate him to the super champ once Devin Haney moves up, and then Shakur fights for the other belts. And then when Tank comes out, he fights for one of the other belts that's open. So it'd be like they both have two each of the major belts. Out of the four major belts in boxing, which is WBC, WBO, IBF. I'm missing WBC, WBO, IBF, and WBA. Right, so there's four major ones. So, and they both have two each, and then they come together and fight for undisputed for in that division. That would be great. That'd be great for them to do that. That'd be a big matchup for them, and that would make Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson fight. Excuse me. That would make the Tank Davis Shakur Stevenson fight a big, huge fight for that division. They fight for undisputed, and that fight could happen. I can see that happening then. But the obstacle in that is that Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson, both sides, as far as Tank Davidson being managed by Al Heyman, and Shakur Stevenson being managed by Top Rank and Bob Arum. And sometimes those two don't mix. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to fighting the top guys and stuff, they can't. When they top guys on each side come together, they can't come together and make the big fights happen. So I could see that falling through, where these guys don't agree in negotiations and the fight doesn't happen, and Tank says, you know what, I'm done. I'm not fucking with him. I'm gonna go up and try to fight the champion at 140. He may just, Tank, likes to go down and go up in weight. So he may go up and try to fight the guys at 140. If Devin is still the champion at 140, a top dog, maybe he has two belts by then, he goes and fight Devin Haney instead and makes that fight happen, because Devin Haney is his, basically his own promoter, or he kind of controls what he wants to do. I mean, somebody's promoting him, of course. He's done, he's a free agent. free agent, he can bounce around. So maybe when he's done, what 1 fight deal, 2 fight deal with a network, he can, Tank Davis could be waiting for that contract to end, and then they could work on something together and fight on Showtime or something, pay-per-view, and make their fight happen for the fans. So it's so that fight can be easily made a little bit quicker. Devin Haney and Tank, I can see that happening if Shakur Stevenson and Tank can't work things out. If in the case that Devin Haney moves up, moves up in weight, and Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson are dominating the weight class. They the two kings in the weight class that have to come together and see who's the one true king, who's gonna take over each other kingdom. You know what I'm saying, and make it their own. So it's an interesting situation because I really don't know who will fight first. What combo would fight first? Would it be Shakur Stevenson and Tank fighting first, or would it be Devin Haney and Tank fighting first? If I had to guess, had to make a decision, I would probably say Tank Davis versus Devin Haney. Simply for the fact because Devin Haney is a free agent. So I feel like it'll be easy for them to work together, both sides, both parties to work together and come with a deal. But I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? These guys be talking smack on Twitter, just like how Tank and Ryan Garcia was talking so much smack, or Ryan Garcia was talking so much smack to Tank that they ended up just making the fight anyway, and it could happen. It could still happen, you know what I'm saying? Because social media really helps with that. It builds up the fight, gets people clamoring for it. And the guys in the fighting, they end up just putting everything aside. Like, we're going to work this fight out no matter what. I want you, you want me, let's go. You know what I mean? Let's get it on. Ain't no ducking or dodging at all. So I think it still happen. It can still work out. But I just think it'll be an easier, smoother process with Devin Haney and Tank. And I think it would happen. I think it happened more so at 140 than what it would at 135. Cause I think when Tank get done with his situation, I don't think he's gonna jump into fighting Shakur Stevenson or Devin Haney. I could see him going the Isaac Pitbull Cruz route and fighting him and possibly maybe fight somebody else, or going straight into a big fight. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Or go to one of the top 10 fighters in that weight class that's not Shakur Stevenson or Devin Haney. And kind of like continue building the mega fight between any of those two. So I don't know, but I would have to say, Tank Davis and Devin Haney. I could be wrong, but let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think the fight between Shakur Stevenson and Tank Davis would happen first, or not Shakur Stevenson, but Devin Haney and Tank Davis would happen first? Which one of those duos, those duos would happen first? Those matches would happen first. Let me know what y'all think, and like, comment, subscribe. It's Boxing Mind TV, and I'm out.